In the very first scene, a young woman is brought on a stretcher for medical treatment. Her name is Rose, and has apparently been into an accident. The scene changes to Los Angeles, where we see a police detective, Mark, arriving to his police station at night. He is welcomed by his co-workers, because he is coming back to work after a break. Garcia, one of his close friends, also welcomes him, and takes him to meet his son, Trent, who has been taken into custody for a street fight. Garcia explains that his son might be in danger next time, to which Mark thanks him for taking care of his son. The father and son leave the police station, and enter the vehicle to get back home, but the vehicle won't start. They decide to leave the vehicle, and take Metro bus instead. Trent comes across a blind homeless man, and gives him some change as a good deed. After Mark's wife died, both father and son have been devastated. Mark became an alcoholic, while Trent lashes out because of his own anger and grief, resulting him in fighting very often. Suddenly, the Metro crashes while going through a tunnel, but no one is hurt in the accident. A mysterious blue light starts surrounding the city, giving the impression of a forthcoming threat. Mark meets the transit operator, Audrey, who is trying to connect to the headquarters, but receives no response. The Metro feels a sudden jerk, and the citizens starts to panic. They leave through an emergency exit while staying quiet, in an attempt to avoid any danger. Garcia is in the station, when he notices that everyone suddenly vanished from the station, spreading a layer of disaster. The homeless men and other citizens are all attracted by the blue light, including Garcia, and one of his co-worker. As Mark and the others are leaving the Metro station, Trent notices some disturbance and follows the blue light. As a lady looks towards the blue light, her face disfigures, possessing her and forcing her to follow the light. In an attempt to stop her, Trent also gets possessed, and follows the light in the same manner. It is then revealed that the entire population of the city is being sucked into various giant spaceships by that blue light, as a result of an alien invasion. Mark quickly runs and grabs Trent from his legs, saving him from getting sucked. Mark then leads the group of surviving humans through underground subway tunnels, where he comes across Garcia. He explains the situation about the police station, and claims that everyone surprisingly vanished. The homeless man is also among the survivors, and they decide to keep walking through the subway. Mark witnesses giant spaceships through an opening, and finally learns that an alien invasion has begun. During the ensuing encounter between the spaceship and LAPD officers, a missile hits the spaceship, resulting in a huge layer of explosion across the city, which destroys almost everything including the subway. Most of the humans are killed in this, but the main characters are left alive surprisingly. As they decide to leave the subway, an alien suddenly attacks Garcia from behind. Trent once more gets possessed by its blue light, but Mark shoots the alien with Garcia's shotgun, breaking the possession. Garcia is still alive but injured, and they pull him out safely. Another alien rips the brain out from the lady co-worker, and also attacks the others. As Audrey is helping the other survivors, the alien eats that brain, and starts attacking Mark. Audrey gives him a flare, which he uses to scare the alien away. He then uses that flare to blow up a destroyed vehicle, killing the alien in the process. As the 5 survivors leave the subway, they witness the city's nuclear destruction. They devise different strategies to escape, but a towering alien creature starts following them. Garcia decides to sacrifice himself, and asks Mark to escape with the group. He distracts the alien and fires at it, but the alien kills him. The surviving group notices some helicopters approaching, and decide to prepare for extraction. However, another giant alien emerges, and destroys the helicopters all at once. The alien then targets Trent, and he is immediately sucked into the alien spaceship. In a similar manner, the alien also abducts Audrey and Mark, along with homeless men. The inside of the spaceship is then shown, where it can be seen that the giant aliens have been driven by small aliens, somehow similar to the size of humans. Mark wakes up in the interim, and finds himself covered in a dark creepy slime, and surrounded by other humans. The biomechanical machine creature rips the brains out from several humans, and places it inside the machine. Mark is concerned about Trent's safety, and fires at the machine. However, after watching all this, the aliens initiate their invasion once more, sucking all the humans in a secret chamber. Mark still manages to shoot the machine, and saves himself from getting sucked in. Although his leg gets injured in the process, he still manages to climb back. He once more enters the flagship, while the biomechanical machines are placing the ripped human brains inside other alien machines, bringing them to life. Mark tries to find his son, and storms his way into various chambers, where a machine suddenly attacks him. An active alien jumps in and fights with the machine, saving Mark surprisingly. In the meantime, Audrey and Trent are shown suspended upside down in another chamber, but are still alive. They decide to swing to the sides of the chamber, as a devising strategy to escape. With the assistance of Audrey, they manage to swing to the ledge, and escape for the moment. On the other hand, Mark tries to find his son, when he meets up with a pregnant survivor, Elaine. She explains that the machines are using human brains to drive these aliens. She further adds that her husband, Jared, was also killed by these machines, which is a reference to the first movie. She claims that when the machines tried to kill her, a transformed Jared jumped in and saved her, because he retained control of his mind, despite being transformed into a biomechanical alien soldier. This reveals to Mark that the alien who saved him a moment ago was actually her husband Jared. Though Elaine is 3 months pregnant, her pregnancy has accelerated because of the invasion, and she gives birth to a daughter. Unfortunately, Elaine dies during the delivery, and Mark promises Jared that he will save his daughter. They team up to destroy the alien ship by setting alien explosives inside the ship's control system. Before destroying the ship, Mark asks him to find his son. They secretly sneak through the chambers, and Jared takes him to a large chamber, where Mark is asked to weaponize his arm, which will give him extra protection against the aliens. However, one of the aliens notices this, and decides to stop them. Jared leads Mark to another chamber, and stays there to confront the coming alien. The alien overpowers Jared in the fight, and nearly kills him. In the meantime, Mark enters the same chamber where Audrey and Trent were taken. They are finally together once more, only to discover that the blind homeless man is also suspended there. Mark hides the baby in a corner, and tries to help his son. In an attempt to save the homeless man, Trent jumps onto his suspended rope, and manages to swing to the side. However, as the homeless man is saved, the machine grabs Trent from his legs. Trent finally decides to sacrifice himself to save his dad and Audrey, and allows the machine to rip his brain out, killing him. Enraged, Mark jumps onto the machine, and tries to kill it with his weaponized arm. The alien jumps in after fighting Jared, and tries to kill the baby after listening to his cries. The homeless man distracts the alien, and receives a stab in the stomach. The dying Jared destroys the ship, which crashes in rural Laos. The crash is witnessed by 2 siblings, Kania and Sua, who belong to a drug cartel, and fight against both aliens and local rogue ex-policeman bandits. The group somehow survived the crash, and Audrey notices that the baby is growing at an accelerated rate. They leave the spaceship with the baby, and walk through a river into the forest. They meet Sua and Kania in the woods, and the homeless man also dies due to his injuries. Inside the ship, Trent's brain is placed in an alien, who is somehow retaining his memories. As Mark and the group trek through the jungle, they discover that the human baby is still growing at an accelerated rate, from an infant into a 3-year-old in just 1 day. In addition, the leader of the rogue policeman intercepts them, but is disarmed and captured by Sua. He is determined to kill him, but Audrey stops him from doing so. Along with that policeman leader, Sua and Kenya then lead Mark, Audrey, and the baby to a hidden human resistance hideout and drug processing facility, located in local ruins. They come across Harper, a medical officer and former drug chemist. He examines the baby, and discovers that she has extremely high temperature. Additionally, when he analyzes the little girl's blood, he learns something about her unique DNA. Harper believes that she is not clearly a human, and that her blood is showing signs of alien DNA. He further claims that due to her evolving DNA, her blood may be the key to defeating the aliens. Using the child's blood and recovered alien technology, Harper develops a serum he believes will free the biomechanical soldiers from alien control, and restore their human personality. Sua then shows them their weapon hideout, where they find numerous helpful weaponry. Kania and Audrey leave the place, and visit the forest to place some booby traps for the aliens, but a giant 4-legged tanker alien attacks them suddenly. Kania fires at the alien, and lures it into an old minefield, left over from the Vietnam War. Unfortunately, Kenya also steps onto a mine, leaving no choice but to sacrifice herself. She eventually activates the mine, killing the alien in the unfortunate battle. Though she destroys it, she unwittingly gives away their location to the alien ships, searching for the human newborn child. Though Sua insists on killing all the biomechanical soldiers, Mark convinces Sua to allow him to save Trent, and takes the serum from him. The aliens converge on the human base, resulting in a battle between the aliens and the resisting humans. Several members are killed in the battle, but Sua manages to set one of the aliens on fire. The night time rolls around, and Mark leaves the hideout, in an attempt to enter the spaceship. Sua also frees the imprisoned policeman leader, on the condition he fights for the resistance. He then leads all other remaining humans outside, where they come across another giant towering alien. It's suddenly morning once more, and Sua engages himself in hand-to-hand fight with aliens. Harper notices an alien behind Audrey, and sacrifices himself to save her and the little girl. Mark enters a grounded alien ship in the interim, where he uses Harper's serum to turn the mind-controlling blue light into a red light, that frees the mind-controlled biomechanical soldiers. Before he can deploy it, the alien leader and his horde of alien warriors attacks the human resistance, and rips out the cannon containing the light. Mark once more weaponizes his arm, and joins the fight. Mark, Audrey, Sua, and the policeman leader then make a last stand to fight back the aliens. As the alien leader shows up, a giant alien tanker stops it from attacking the humans, and reveals itself to be Trent. His mind restored after encountering his father, and decided to fight back. As the alien leader overpowers Trent in the fight, Mark uses a nearby rocket launcher and fires at the leader, giving Trent a chance to fight back. While the alien leader is busy fighting Trent, the child walks towards the destroyed cannon. She mysteriously fixes the cannon, giving Trent the powers to fight back. Trent then picks up that fixed cannon, and uses it to kill the alien leader, releasing the red light and freeing the biomechanical soldiers. Trent then leaves the alien tanker, and teams up with his father. With Earth saved, Audrey names the girl Rose after Mark's deceased wife, which he accepts with honor. 10 years later, Rose, now a fully grown adult, has taken control of an alien ship, and alien Trent is her second-in-command and adoptive brother. During a fight against other alien ships, Rose got injured and brought for medical treatment, which brings us to the very opening scene of the movie. The young woman was actually Rose, who is now joining her crew after her treatment. She leads freed biomechanical soldiers and humans, in an assault on the other alien ships around the moon, including the mothership.